Hello and welcome to the first of 4 videos from Wilkins Public School. My name is Daisy Lee and I'm Deputy Principal of this wonderful school. The purpose of the 4 videos is to share the journey and process of constructing the 2021 to 2024 School Improvement Plan. There will be significant changes as a result of the data gathering to ensure that we are maximising student growth. Our vision in one word, growth, with an emphasis on every child growing measurably, emotionally, socially, and academically. You might ask, why change things at Wilkins Public School? We change to improve in how we are delivering the curriculum, ensuring that we provide excellence in our teaching practice and holding on to our strengths and improving opportunities for students to grow and be challenged. We'll be looking at data from PISA, NAPLAN and school-based assessments. Every student belongs to every teacher at Wilkins, from kindergarten to year 6. Each teacher collects data and uses it to move and improve each student individually. We make the time to observe each other, work as teams, and to collaborate to get the best results. We are committed to ongoing improvement in the pursuit of excellence and happiness. The next few videos we'll be looking at the data that's been collected. The PISA program in 2018 looked at 79 countries participating with over 600,000 students worldwide, over 14,000 Australian students and 740 Australian schools. The PISA program for International Student Assessment measures 15-year-olds' ability to use their science, reading and maths knowledge and skills to meet real-life challenges. The assessments are carried out every 3 years, and like other international comparative studies, PISA lets us observe the similarities and differences between educational policies and practices. It lets researchers and others observe what is possible for students to achieve and what environments are most likely to help students' learning. The top 3 highest performers across domains in PISA 2018 were Beijing, Shanghai, Zhejiang and Chaozhou in China, Singapore and Macau in China. In literacy, Australian students achieved an average of 503 points. Australia performed higher than the countries in the OECD, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development. Australia performed equivalent to 1.5 years lower than the highest performing economy, China, and 1.5 years lower than the highest performing country, Singapore. In mathematical literacy, Australia achieved an equivalent score of 491, which is similar to OECD average. Australia performed equivalent to 3.5 years of schooling below the highest economy and 3 years lower than the highest performing country, Singapore. There were 23 countries whose performance was significantly higher than in Australia's. In scientific literacy, Australia scored 503 points, which is significantly higher than the average OECD. Australia performed the equivalent of more than 3 years of schooling lower than the highest performing economy, China, and around 1 3/4 years lower than the highest performing country, Singapore. Since 2000 and 2018, the performance of students for Australia has declined in each assessment domain. The proportion of low performers have increased, whilst the proportion of high performers have decreased. Students in Australian Capital Territory, Western Australia, Victoria, Queensland and South Australia performed at higher levels than the OECD average, while students in New South Wales, the Northern Territory and Tasmania performed on par with the OECD average. Students in Western Australia, Victoria and Queensland performed at a similar level to each other and higher than students in New South Wales, the Northern Territory and Tasmania. Overall, NAPLAN writing results are more variable than reading and numeracy. That is, they are not as consistent across the 5 observable annual student cohorts, but there is an observable and worrying trend. Writing achievement results declined substantially between 2011 and 2018. In 2018, an average Year 9 student was over 15 months behind what an average Year 9 student would have achieved in 2011. Our K-3 NAPLAN results have been sustaining and growing over the years. What explanations are behind this? Our top 2 bands are sustaining, and so our challenge is to move the middle 2 bands upwards. As you can see from the graph, we have plateaued in the last 3 years. We need to understand why this trend is happening and what changes are needed to improve this situation. We look forward to working with the community to understand the challenges ahead of us and to work collaboratively to secure the best outcomes for our students. Please follow the link and add any comments, thoughts or questions. Thank you so much for your time and please enjoy the journey.